Well, hello everyone, my name is Edward Daniel and welcome to EthiVegan. Today I have the special pleasure of introducing you to Theresa Webb. Hello Theresa, how are you?
Hi Edward, I'm very well, thanks.
Now Theresa, you are a chef, you do a lot of stuff, don't you? So do you want to tell us about what you do?
Yes, I'm a qualified nutritional therapist in a naturopathic medicine perspective, which means I have a very holistic overview over health and well-being of my patients as a practitioner. So I have a local practice locally in Holborn at the London Natural Health Centre, and I meet patients and talk about treatment plans to improve any particular ailment they may be experiencing. And so I help in a kind of like a naturopathic doctor's kind of way. And I recommend different dietary changes, particularly looking towards plant-based dietary things, and also any supplements or medications they may be on or may need changing from. So it's helping to whittle them off of addictive medications, particularly if they need that support, and also looking into lifestyle changes as well.
Do you think people are addicted to medicine and medication?
Well, I think there's a danger of what's known as polypharmacy these days, is that people are given by a GP, for example. My own friend who's a qualified GP, has been working in practice for 35 years and knows a lot about medication, but very little about herbal medicine or natural medicine, which I'm learning a great deal about now, more about. And there's a trend for people to feel a particular symptom and a medication to be given just to sort of be like a sticky plaster on top of that. And then they go away and they may have a slight illness as a result of that. There may be side effects. Exactly.
Yes.
So one of those may be indigestion or gas or problem with the gut or bloating or something like that. And then they're giving the doctors will give them another medication to counteract that. But then they may experience depression or some mood swings or something, or anxiety as a result of that, and then something else is prescribed for that, and on it goes. It really isn't solving the underlying condition or concern, which may be emotionally based, it may be psychologically based in terms of like eating disorders, for example. It's not all just about the physical in itself. You know, our body and our mind and our spirit work quite holistically together. So I'm like a detective, and I choose to go underneath all that and find out really what's at the root, find out what's going on.
Now, you mentioned something very interesting, which was about mind, body and spirit. Mind, body and spirit. Tell me more about that.
Well, I think we're not robots. At the end of the day, a human being is a human being, not a human doing. So our whole environment can shape us and how we are and how we work as well efficiently in terms of the natural environment which we're born to work in, rather than being sort of locked up in little sort of cages, as it were, almost in offices which aren't
conducive.
Conducive, exactly. It's far removed from our natural living, which is why I think when we're working with natural foods particularly, we choose to come out into a park space or into green space and really appreciate nature.
Now, you mentioned something very interesting, which was about foraging. You know something about foraging, and today we actually mentioned a lime tree over there, didn't we?
Exactly.
So we're going to show you that in a moment, in a clip. I'll come back to that. But foraging, tell me about foraging. Is it, how easy is it for us to find stuff which is all around us?
It's actually very easy, Edward. You'd be amazed at what we can find here. I mean, now on the floor below us we have a few items, a few selections of things we can look at. But generally, if you go out into local parklands or embankments or safe places, by which I mean away from urban foxes and dogs and that kind of thing, if you're looking for things at hip height upwards, or you're just being select where you're looking. I mean, the daisies down here, for example, are edible.
Daisies are edible?
Yeah, daisies are edible.
Who knew?
Exactly. I've been around today in a beautiful garden area up in Letchworth near Cambridge, and they have plantain leaves on the ground, Plantagium major, which isn't connected to the plantain banana plant at all. There's nettles growing really well now. There's a whole host of things, including hogweed, cow parsley, chickweed, jack by the hedge, for example. I've been foraging these things the last 10 years or so, inspired by a lot of other people locally to me or further afield. And you'll be surprised, food for free, there's a lot that Mother Nature delivers, and it's very medicinal in herbal remedies. Well, where it comes down.
Now, you're actually going to be speaking at Rawfest, aren't you?
That's right.
So do you want to tell us a bit about that, and then we're going to finish up. So
okay. Yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot about wild foods. Those are things which are naturally growing. They're very tenacious. They'll grow without any herbicides or pesticides or any type of intervention at all. And I think it's Mother Nature's way of looking at what we can find and for providing us with food for free, because a lot of it is quite naturally holistic towards us. For example, having good old dandelions and nettles, for example. Nettles are something I could wax lyrical on for days practically. They're so topical at the moment, in that you can make them into many different recipes, whether it's a tea. We've been recently serving this at Walpole Park in nettle and fresh water mint tea.
Yes.
You can make them into soups, and they've been used for generations. But you know, they're almost like a little known herb that people will buy packets of them in a herbal shop.
People actually think that the nettles and dandelions are actually weeds, but they're actually edible, aren't they?
Yeah, totally.
And people,
very much
I think
so.
perhaps we've forgotten about, you know, what is actually available, easily available to us, you know, in the wild.
And this is exactly what we're doing at Warfest, and we're going to be doing it at Buddhafield festivals as well, is looking at what's growing around locally that you can actually pick and eat and preserve, ways of drying things, and incorporating them into your daily lives, whether it's your salads, your soups, your smoothies. You can juice nettles, you know, apple, celery and nettle juice. It's delightful, and it gives you a big boost.
Brilliant.
And a little bit goes a long way. You don't have to eat stacks of them at all. You can just have, you know, one stem or a few handfuls to get the benefits, and all the, you know, the many minerals that you find in them. It's very rich in calcium, magnesium, sulphur particularly. It's very beautifying. It's a good thing to do.
Brilliant. Well, Theresa, thank you for being here today. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
So we're going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
That was it. Do you want to stay there? Because I want to
Sure.